WTMA.
Expert news and views on the Lowcountry real estate scene. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston, as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. I always like to take a little bit of time throughout each show and just say thank you to those of you that listen to this program and rely on the information within it to shape your understanding of the real estate market and the real estate process. And if I can help just one person become more informed about the market and how to approach the process of buying, selling, or investing, and it works and it helps them, then I consider that job well done. So if you'd like to learn more about working with my team and how we can help you through that process, buying, selling, or investing in real estate, then feel free to give me a call or text me. My number is 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. Or go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's my real estate website, listingsincharleston.com. You can learn more about myself and my team and who we are and what we do and how we sell properties and what those look like. Read testimonials, find out how much your home is worth, search the MLS, listen to the radio show that I've done on here for the past 6 years, all kinds of fun stuff. Listingsincharleston.com. Now, I want to talk about, and I made a somewhat bold statement before we took a break, and that was if you don't need to sell your home, but you want to sell your home, right now might be a good idea for you to do that. And let me say that, and I realize the irony in what I'm about to say here. It seems like real estate agents always have a clever way of telling you why now is the perfect time to sell your house. I totally get that. Every month has a different reason. And while some of those are more true than others, understanding the dynamics of our market and how that impacts your time frame and your overall goal is crucial. And this is a really busy time of year. Frankly, it's the busiest time of year. We get the bulk of activity right now. New people contacting us about their interest in buying, selling, or investing, putting plans in motion, folks that want to get settled before school starts, folks that want to buy a second home because they just vacationed here and now they're considering it. There's a litany of reasons. But I want to focus for just a second on sellers and that you have two different types of sellers out there. You have people that need to move and people that want to move. And in the past, here's one of the big differences this year compared to years past. In years past, there has been a financial incentive associated with previous markets. We've been spoiled to an extent by some of those financial incentives. What do I mean by that? Well, if you were to have bought a home toward the height of the market and then sold a home, say 2-3 years ago, in most instances, you would have been able to sell the home for what you bought it for and then purchase something else at a significantly lower interest rate. You know, if you locked in an interest rate at 6% and you didn't refinance, or if you bought something in 2011 when prices really bottomed out, then the home that you bought in 2001 for a higher interest rate would have probably been worth a little bit more than what it obviously was at the bottom of the market. But now you've got a 3.25% interest rate, 3.5% interest rate, 3% interest rate. Who knows? It's tough to remember that far back sometimes. But the point is, there was a financial incentive for you to move. You could buy a more expensive home for the same money. Or you could go and you could make somewhat of a lateral move. You just move into a different area, maybe spend a little bit more on your house, and still pay less on a monthly basis. Or remember, in 2008, the first time home buyer tax credit, $8,000. Guess who cashed in on that one? This guy. Cha-ching. I'll take that money and run with it. We're not doling out checks for $8,000 anymore for buying real estate. And so we've been a little spoiled by those financial incentives. And so now we have to boil it down to, do you need to move or do you want to move? And so when we look at whether we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market or a normal market, the challenge right now is that the market is fairly flat. There is no evidence to suggest we're in a seller's market or a buyer's market anymore. In fact, the trend is that we're moving away from a seller's market in the majority of areas of Charleston, excluding that first-time home buyer area that I talked about previously. So what happens when the market reaches that point? People like buying and selling real estate when they know which direction the market is headed. It makes them feel comfortable. At least they know what to expect. But in a normal, balanced market where things have kind of flatlined, it causes people to sit on the fence because they don't understand which direction the market is headed, or they can't find anything they like enough to make sense out of the move. And so, again, that's why generalized market updates are so dangerous right now. A lot of homes are entering the market. Homes have received less showings month over month for the 8th straight month in Charleston, by the way. Days on market starting to creep up. Difference between the original asking price and the ultimate sales price is getting larger. I mean, these are the signs of a shifting market. And the reality is, many people listening to this program right now are in a market that has already shifted. It's not a seller's market anymore. But if someone hasn't sat down with you or spoken with you over the phone to help you understand why, then your perception is that everything is the same as it was this time last year, the year before, because your expectations are a little out of line. You're positioning yourself to be disappointed when the sale doesn't happen in 2 weeks for more than your asking price. Here's a big problem. Agents want your listing. Sometimes they want it so bad they're going to tell you what they think you want to hear, so that you sign on the dotted line. And so now they have potential money in the bank now. They have an agreement that they can use that either does one of two things. It either accomplishes the goal that caused you to sign on that dotted line, which is that they are going to help you sell your house, or that agent has now a marketing opportunity to find other buyers and potentially other sellers and leverage your situation and your property for personal gain. It's just the truth. It just is what it is. Some agents listen. I know I have a lot of agents that listen to this program, and here's the deal. And you know what? I'm not going to back down from this whatsoever, because in the back of their mind, they are shaking their head. Absolutely. Yep. Agents do it all the time. Yep. It's a shame. It's a reality of the market. It sucks, but it happens. And so right now, agents they're either really hungry or they're kind of burned out. And so when you're interviewing them, you have to assess their energy level, their overall level of excitement about doing business with you, along with, of course, their list of accolades and marketing plan and everything else that you should be asking them and that they should be delivering to you in the form of a quality presentation. That also sets expectations about how you're going to work well together. What are they going to do for you? What do they do differently? What are they actually going to do proactively rather than just put the property on the market? I could, if I wanted to save a bunch of time and a bunch of energy and a bunch of resources, I could just rely on the quote unquote set it and forget it portions of marketing a property. I could put it in the MLS. It's going to syndicate out to a bunch of other websites. And then I just sit around and wait for the buyers to pour in. And when you're in a really strong seller's market, it's going to happen anyways. So why spend all that money, quote unquote, on marketing properties when the property's going to sell itself? Well, it's because our job is to sell it for the most money possible, right? Or it's to accomplish your goal. Now, if you want to do what a lot of folks in Charlotte and Atlanta and Phoenix and Las Vegas are doing, and just selling your home to an iBuyer program like Open Door or Knock, where they're going to come in and say, hey, I'll make you an instant cash offer, and you're going to have to take 20% off of fair market value, but I'll close on it in 10 days. You'd be surprised at the number of people that are choosing the route of convenience over maximum value. That to me is a big shift in our market. The fact that somebody would willingly say, hey, you know what? Look, I don't want to go through this process. This process sucks. I'm not a big fan of real estate agents. I've been burned too many times. Just buy it. Pay me cash. Yeah, I'll take 20% off the price. Can you imagine that? Are you in that position? I'd love to know if there are people listening to this program that would actually consider doing that, rather than having a quality real estate agent say, hey, why don't we just underprice your property by 2% and sell it in the same amount of time to a ready, willing, and able buyer and save you, tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars? I don't know. I get it. It's kind of like going to a dealership and rather than selling your car on your own, because you can certainly sell it for more money, they just go in and they trade the car in. Yeah, they're not going to get as much money for it, but it's easy. You get to walk away with a new car that day. So let me bring this home. Why I think now might be a good time to sell your home if you don't have to sell, but you just want to sell, is that new listings are starting to hit the market. More people are interested in selling their property. We've had an inventory issue for a long time in our market. So there are more opportunities coming available. We have a massive pipeline of people that want to sell at some point in the near future. So buyers, by the way, if you're listening, contact us because we've got a whole slew of people that will be entering the market at some point very soon. We call that shadow inventory. And if you're a seller and a buyer, then of course we have those buyers as well. They're looking for stuff. They just can't really find what they want. So it's an interesting time to take advantage of the market. And if you'd like more information on that, feel free to give me a call, 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. Or go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Stick around, Charleston. We'll be right back with more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Stay tuned for more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.